be live.
Yeah, we should be live. What is this? 2002?
2002 Chevy 1500 4-wheel drive 4.8.
So Chevy 2002 4.8 liter. This is my buddy Rich's truck. Just the other day he said he was driving down the highway and started misfiring, no power. I wish I would have filmed the whole process that we did on this truck. We checked everything, huh? We did relative compression, we did injector balance, fuel pressure, we've checked ignition, control to the injectors. We put a vacuum gauge on it.
Compression test.
Yeah, we did a compression check, we did a running compression check. Everything is okay. So the initial problem is that we have a misfire or a PO300 engine misfire fault that is stored, and randomly at idle it will misfire on cylinder 6, sometimes cylinder 2, cylinder 4, and then we road tested it and it misfires on those same cylinders 2, 4, and 6. So bank 2, we only have misfires on bank 2.
Oh, that's maybe.
So we're kind of running out of ideas, huh? I was getting kind of hopeless. I read on IATN that a lot of guys were running into crank relearns, but they were also saying that their truck wasn't misfiring. There was a misfire counter or a flashing light, but they couldn't actually feel a misfire. But we actually felt a misfire. You could feel the no power. So we had good fuel pressure, no vacuum leaks. That was another thing.
Smoke tested.
Yeah, we smoke tested it, no vacuum leaks. The reason we were going that way is that our bank 2 fuel trim was a little on the rich side. It didn't clear up off of idle, so I didn't really think there was going to be a vacuum leak, but we smoke tested it anyways just because we were kind of running out of ideas. So no vacuum leaks, fuel pressure's good, ejector pulse is good, coils are good. Oh yeah, you put the first thing, Rich, it happened over the weekend, so Rich just did plugs, wires, number 2 coil, because he was getting a fault for a cylinder 2 misfire. And then when we looked at it, we found it was almost the entire bank 2 misfire. So no vacuum leaks, new plugs, new wires, a new coil.
New coil.
One new coil.
Swapped the injectors.
Swapped injectors around.
2 and 4.
So no change in everything we've done. And basically, the last thing we thought of was restricted exhaust. So that's what we're about to show you, is our exhaust back pressure test. Alright, so we already have our back pressure gauge hooked up on our bank 1 side.
Bank 1, sensor 1.
Yeah, so bank 1, sensor 1, Rich is going to jump in it and start it up, and go ahead. You want to jump in it, hold it maybe at 2,500 RPM. Alright, so we're barely... not even getting to 1 PSI. So not even getting to 1 PSI, and there's a little bit of fluctuation. So this is our bank 1 side exhaust back pressure. Under 1 PSI, I'm good with that. Let's go to our problem side, bank 2, where we're having our misfire. We were doing this on the ground before. Rich decided let's work smart, not hard, because we got lifts. And there's Rich. This is his truck.
As far as we can get.
Yeah. All right. So where's our
Get my sensor.
CR? You got your light?
I do have my light.
Shine your light, buddy. I just want to show where we're hooked up at. This is our back pressure gauge. Bank 1, sensor 1. We're moving over to bank 2, sensor 1. All right. Rich wants me to video him taking this out.
Now, most people spend the extra $200-300 to go get a nice, fancy name brand oxygen sensor, back pressure gauge. So what Tommy here did was take an old O2 sensor and a piece of rubber line, and he hollowed out the O2 sensor to go into the exhaust. Not a bad idea, is it? No. So, you can go right to Harbor Freight and buy yourself a cheap gauge for what, 15 bucks?
Yeah, it was 15 bucks for the gauge.
And hook it up to your line so you're not out spending so much money
Yeah, this thing is pretty cool.
on a new gauge. That's all it is, a hollowed out O2 sensor. That's all it is. Since if you're going to be checking your back pressure, at least spend $300 on new catalytic converters, and it is $300 on a gauge to see if you got to spend $300 on a converter.
And the other guy made fun of me for making one of these, and look, we're using it.
Was not me. It's a very nice handy
Rich
tool.
condones it. Rich condones it.
First time user, first time lover. I love it. That's all I got to say about that. So careful when you're doing all this after it's been running.
Yeah, it's getting pretty hot up there.
A little toasty. That's it for that one. Just snug it up just a little bit,
Alright.
just so you don't have any leaks. And this would be bank 2, sensor 1.
Bank 2, sensor 1, vacuum gauge or back pressure gauge installed. Alright, this is our bank 2, sensor 1. Rich is going to start it up. Go ahead, buddy. Already a significant difference. Maybe 2 psi right there. Good, yeah, hold it up a bit. 5 psi, 7, 8. We maxed it out, hit 10 psi right there. Look at that gauge fluctuation right there. Huge difference. I think we found our issue, buddy.
Yes, we did. Not bad for a truck that has 163,000 miles on it.
Just want to show this back pressure tool. I made this out of an old O2 sensor. Just hollowed it out and got some regular hose. Bought a gauge from Harbor Freight for 15 bucks. I asked the Snap-on guy for a gauge, how much he wanted for a gauge. And I told him what I was doing, and he tried to sell me a kit, and it was 190 bucks. And I said, no thanks. That's why I'm making my own. So, pretty sweet tool, pretty sweet test. Finally got some results. I wish I would have showed you our whole diagnostic process, but
Who knew it was going to be that bad?
yeah, who knew it was going to come that far? I didn't have my camera anyways, so finally got somewhere. And I don't know what Rich is going to do. about this cat, but he has a restricted exhaust. Bank 2, causing misfires. Engine is not breathing properly.
Rich is gonna holler that cat out. He's gonna put
we had a Rich command from the ECM.
Go get this nail on YouTube also.
We got a restricted exhaust. So I don't know what Rich is gonna do, but we'll find out, and I'll see if I can get you an aftershock. Alright, so Rich has his new cat installed. We are on bank 2, sensor 1. Hey, you want to hold that? Just hold that throttle open a little bit for me. Beautiful. That's good. Barely 1 PSI. I like it. Take it to Scansel. These are misfire counters. Before we had random misfires on 2, 4, and 6, especially 6. 6 was misfiring the most. And we had a restricted exhaust. Alright, so I got our fuel trims up. Our main issue before was the long term on bank 2. It's probably about positive 15. And then off idle, when you revved it, it would go even higher. It looks a ton better. Got about 5 on the long term. -1, -2 on the short term. Bank 1, 7. I'm okay with that right now. The main concern was this restricted exhaust. It wasn't totally plugged, but it was enough to cause some breathing issues and cause some misfires on the entire bank 2. Kind of hard to see, but no misfires. Bank 2 is looking good. That was our problem bank. Bank 1 looks pretty good. It's hard to see these numbers, but they're all 0. Look at our O2s. So just took it for a road test. We got no misfires. Fuel trims look okay. There may be an issue with this bank 1 sensor 2 oxygen sensor. It's staying on the rich side, but other than that, everything is good to go. No misfires. Fuel trim looks decent. I'll wait for Rich to drive this a little bit, and that could be for another video if it comes to it. But partially restricted exhaust on the bank 2. This thing hauls pretty good now, huh?
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah. Well, calling that a fix. Thanks for watching.